I was still wearing my hospital gown when my sister messaged me, "You're fine to look after my children for 7 days, aren't you? I just reserved a vacation to Paris." I stared at the text, my 4 lines still attached to my arm, my limbs weighed down from the sedative. I'd just undergone stomach surgery. I could hardly get upright without assistance. But she didn't inquire. She informed me. That was her style. That was always her style. As kids, I was the reserved one. She was the favored sibling. Outgoing, captivating, egotistically brilliant. When she desired something, she obtained it. I'd tidy her chaos, justify her deceptions, give her cash she never repaid. I believed that was affection. It turned out to be mere subjugation cloaked in devotion. Even following my operation, she didn't come by. She didn't phone. But the instant her ticket was confirmed, she recalled me. Not as a sibling, but as complimentary babysitting. I ought to have refused, but part of me felt like agreeing. Not from generosity, from intrigue. The morning she brought her children over, she scarcely glanced at me. Just tossed the luggage in my entrance, blew a kiss into the void, and said, "Relax, they're simple." Then she vanished. I remained there in my dressing gown, incisions stinging under the strain of my own mass, gazing at her vehicle driving off. Her youngsters, aged 5 and 7, gazed up at me bewildered. I grinned softly. Seems like it's only us. Internally, I was already constructing the plan. She believed I was powerless. That was her initial error. As I endured discomfort and fatigue, I began recording all details. Messages, unanswered rings, my physical state, her non-attendance. I even captured the instant she departed. Her chuckles resonating along the path as she hurried to the airfield. I had contacts in legal support. Silent, capable contacts. In under 24 hours, I'd submitted for urgent aid, stating incapacity to tend to youngsters after surgery. The caseworker's inspection arrived on the 3rd day. Her offspring were moved to interim supervision. Not because I aimed to harm them, but because they merited protection. Not supervised by a lady who couldn't even raise a kettle of broth. When she rang on the 5th day, relaxed, enjoying wine someplace beneath the Eiffel Tower, I picked up. She giggled over the line. "You're coping, aren't you? I knew you'd handle it. You always do." I grinned at the surface. "Yes, I handle it all, don't I?" Her arrival was scheduled ideally. A Sunday night, fatigued from travel, presumptuous. I kept the entrance unlatched. She stormed in with shades perched on her scalp and purchase sacks dangling from her limbs. Children. Mother's back. Quietness. I observed her stiffen. Her gaze scanned the area. Vacant sofa, neat covers, playthings absent. The atmosphere was overly calm. "Where are they?" she questioned, tone sharpening. I reclined in the easy chair, enveloped in a cozy throw, a mug of herbal drink warming nearby. Serene, collected. "Secure," I replied. "More secure than when you deserted them." Her lips parted. "Pardon?" "I requested you to supervise them." "No, you commanded me to." While I was healing from surgery, I motioned to my midsection. "You entrusted me with 2 youngsters, no remedies, no aid, and a frame sewn like a fragile puppet." She stared blankly, bewilderment blending with remorse. Or perhaps dread. "Where are they for real?" I passed her a binder. Within, documents, timestamps, captures. The evidence of her carelessness. Child Protective Services holds them. "You'll have to confer with them tomorrow dawn." They were. Alarmed, her tone faltered. "You reported me to CPS?" I angled my head. "No, I sought assistance." "You provided cause for scrutiny." She let the binder fall, hue fading from her cheeks. "You destroyed my existence." I allowed the quiet to linger, dense and intentional. "No, I stated at last." I presented it a reflection. She returned the following week, diminished in some way. Her haughtiness swapped with begging. "They're discussing interim guardianship evaluations," she murmured. I affirmed. "That's what occurs when you forsake your offspring." "I didn't forsake them." "Then demonstrate it," I replied, tone firm. "Appear. Be a parent, not a vacationer." She gazed at me. The sibling she'd constantly exploited, abruptly the one wielding the blade. "I can't fathom you do this to me." I grinned slightly. You instructed me how. Weeks elapsed. She attempted to mend the harm. Counseling appointments, kin gatherings, judicial regrets. I observed from afar. No more her echo. When she phoned one night, hesitant, tone subdued, she inquired, "Will you ever pardon me?" I pondered that medical word. About her message. About her chuckles resounding in my threshold while my wounds seeped under my garment. "I already have," I replied. "But pardoning doesn't imply erasing." There was an extended silence. Then she disconnected. Occasionally, fairness doesn't bellow. It murmurs. It resembles a reserved lady in an easy chair, drinking herbal brew, while the individual who shattered her discovers what shattered truly signifies. My marks mended gradually, both the evident and concealed ones. But I grasped something essential in that agony. That being reserved isn't equivalent to being feeble.